This is Valley News Live at noon.
The CDC has expanded its vaccine guidance to recommend all U.S. adults get a booster shot as concern over the Omicron variant grows. Officials say it will take a few more weeks before we know if the current vaccines protect against it. Naomi Ruckham has more from New York City, where officials are already preparing.
As concern grows over the new Omicron variant of the coronavirus, the CDC issued new guidance saying everyone ages 18 and older should get a booster 6 months after their initial Pfizer or Moderna series or 2 months after J&J.
This variant is a cause for concern, not a cause for panic.
President Biden warned Monday that Omicron will reach the U.S. The strain has been confirmed in at least 19 countries and territories since it was first reported in South Africa last week.
People don't realize we're more susceptible today in this country as a whole because of the number of people who are now 6, 7, or 8 months out who have not gotten their boosters.
The CEO of vaccine maker Moderna reportedly said the existing vaccines will be much less effective against Omicron, telling the Financial Times, quote, "All the scientists I've talked to are like, this is not going to be good." On CBS Mornings, NIH Director Dr. Francis Collins urged patience while we wait for answers.
The big question for most of us is, do the vaccines that have been put into a lot of people's arms, including mine, do they provide protection against this variant the way they have with Alpha and Beta and Gamma and Delta? And we won't know that for another couple of weeks.
State and local officials aren't taking any chances. Here in New York City, the mayor is advising everyone return to wearing a mask indoors.
We're telling you, get those masks back on now.
As an FDA panel meets to discuss emergency use authorization for Merck's antiviral pill, the company said it believes the drug will have similar effects against any coronavirus variant. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
The CDC says that 7 in 10 of all Americans have at least one dose of a vaccine, and 1 in 5 adults have received a booster shot. We started the day with some sun. That could be changing, though. Live look right now at our Luther Family Ford Sky Cam. Looking a little dreary out there. Well, I don't know if dreary is the right word, but I'd say gray for sure. We want to head on over to Lisa Green to know what we can expect as we head through our day. Good afternoon, Lisa.
Good afternoon. We've got clouds making their way into the valley here this afternoon, and that will continue to happen as we make our way into the evening hours. More and more of us with gray skies and the potential for some precipitation. Here's a look at our temperatures right now. We've been seeing those numbers rise nicely. Fargo's at 36 degrees. It's 32 in Grand Forks. We're at 38 in Jamestown, still below freezing in Bemidji and Devil's Lake, right at the freezing mark right now. Here's a look at what we've got going on. You can see the clouds filtering in, more of them up north at this point, some clouds in the south. And as we expand the view here, you can see what's coming our way. A clipper is going to be moving in, and we're going to be seeing the potential for some snow and also some rain, and that's going to be making its way southeastward toward us as we head further into the, I would say, late afternoon, early evening is when we'll see this more likely in northeastern North Dakota first, and then make its way pretty quickly across the rest of the viewing area for tonight. So be ready for some changes coming up for later on. Until then, it's okay out there. We've got temperatures that are into those mid-30s in Fargo, but as we head further into the night, again, this is the 6 o'clock hour. For a few hours here tonight, we'll see that potential for precipitation. What you'll get depends on where you are in relation to this system. Fargo, I think we've got more rain likely. Those in the north more likely getting some snow. We're going to have details on how much you can expect to see and how it might impact your evening commute. We'll also take a look at your forecast for the rest of the week and the weekend. More active weather is coming our way.
All right, Lisa, thank you. 2 people are in jail after a high-speed chase in the Northern Valley that police say ended with the suspects trying to hide in a field. Benson County deputies got called around 10:30 last night about a car stolen from a Devil's Lake home. They caught up with the car, but the drivers took off. It speeds over 100 miles an hour at times. Deputies deflated 3 of the tires, causing that car to hit the ditch. Here's a picture of that. Then that's when authorities say 2 people inside of that car got out and ran. A canine track along with other officers eventually uncovered the suspects hiding in a field of tall grass just west of Leeds. The 2 were then arrested. Their names have not yet been released. The 4 officers who are federally charged in the death of George Floyd will be tried together. Attorneys for Jay King, Toe Tao, and Thomas Lane filed a motion for the 3 former officers to be tried separately because they would be unfairly prejudiced if they went to trial alongside Derek Chauvin. However, a judge said they will all be tried together. Chauvin is already convicted of murder and manslaughter and was sentenced to 22.5 years in prison. One juror has already been selected in the trial of a former police officer who killed Daunte Wright. Former Brooklyn Center, Minnesota police officer Kim Potter is charged with fatally shooting Wright during a traffic stop for expired tabs earlier this year. She says she meant to pull out her taser instead of her gun. Daunte's mother, Katie, is thanking the community for the support that her family has received. Potter faces both first and second-degree manslaughter charges. The Federal Trade Commission is launching a new investigation into supply chain disruptions. The agency has asked major retailers like Walmart and Amazon to submit documents for review. As part of its investigation, the FTC will examine if supply chain issues are to blame for those rising consumer prices. It's the final week for the Golden Drive Sock Drive for homeless kids in our area. If you would like to help, you can drop off socks at the lobby of either the Fargo or Moorhead police departments each day. That goes from 8 in the morning until 4:30 in the afternoon. Coming up at noon, begging for people to drive a big rig. Trucking companies are changing tactics to get more people behind the wheel. But next, Elisa's in with what you need to know as you plan out your Tuesday.